Hello and welcome to Empire of the Lost, Season 2, Week 9, I believe we're on. Let me check again. I'm pretty sure it's 9.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
It's 9.
Week 9. How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
I'm good.
Pretty good.
So, we got ourselves a eventful game moving forward. You guys finally made your way to a new town.
Yeah?
Your first true location moving after leaving the dark.
I suppose.
And it went so well.
After learning our lesson from the last town, we're just going to skip this one and go to the next one. And just live in the woods like hermits. It's going to be lovely.
The lesson to learn is never speak to anyone. Just don't.
Don't split the party. Don't look away from one another. Don't let Astron talk to children.
And put a bullet to that one. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Who wants, well, all you guys can work on doing the recap of what happened last week on Empire of the Lost.
I don't want to relive it. Someone else do it.
No, you're
No,
the only one who can
it's
do
you.
it. Do it.
Astron's the hero of this story. You have to.
We're gonna have to make you relive this,
Okay.
sorry.
You're a recapper, buddy. Come on.
Alright.
So,
The entire idea of making this recap in character is so you can do it like at a round table of everyone recalling information.
Mm.
Oh, I see.
Go on, Ro. You seemed so eager for it to be said. Go on.
Last week, we killed a demon dude, and then Astron woke up. Astron?
I woke up after, well, I didn't necessarily wake up. I was already by Veryl's side with Akiyama and Arsis. As we were discussing things, I told them exactly what was happening concerning my ex-partner Luxon and his crony, a Mr. Narc. I was confused as to exactly how Narc found me, but then we were able to discern that was probably the ring that I had that was keeping me safe from being destroyed easily with Radiance magic and hallowed ground, and also being found out easily by just a detector. So, turns out we have a demon lord on our backs. That's lovely, just great, it's the best idea. The other group were making their way back to the town. On the way, they were halted by a mob, I guess, led by a certain deacon, a devil named, it wasn't Salazar, it was someone else, but I forget their names.
Shaslak no luck.
Shaslak no luck! There we
Yeah, I
go.
wrote it down.
hmm And yeah, basically told Ro, "Hey, I'm the alpha dog here." And Ro was like, "Yeah, I don't really care, man." And the guy's like, "Oh, so you're saying you don't care that I'm below you?" And Ro's like, "No, man, that's not what I'm saying." But then he was like, "Oh, I guess that is what you're saying. Get out." And Ro was like, "Fine." And he was like, "Fine." So that happened. As they went
Sounds
back to
accurate.
yeah. Also, Mr. Rhodes and the other two children got back to the inn. Rhodes came up and Akiyama got between him and the door just to tell him, "Hey, so Astron and Vera were attacked, but everything's good." Rhodes punches him in the face, goes to the room, tells everyone to get out, but Akiyama was able to reason with him and tell him that'll probably be best that Astron was there when Vera woke up. So Rhodes begrudgingly agreed while Arsis and Akiyama went out of the room. After that, Arsis and Akiyama went down and told everyone, "Hey, so it's best time we left." And everyone's just like, "Yeah, it's best time we left." So they were like, yeah, they started packing up. Then Vera woke up, saw Rhodes, hugged Astron. Then Rhodes told Astron, "Yeah, you better tell Viral that, something you and your group are going to have to do." And Astron was like, "Yeah, can I talk to you outside for a second?" So he talked to her. Then Astron got in his face saying, "So she told me that she doesn't care about you? Or the children here? I feel like you've kind of failed as a guardian, which naturally he didn't take very well. And got up in his face, like threw him against the wall, and the commotion could be heard downstairs, which Melindis decided, okay, I should probably head up and help them out with that. So after that,
Mom mode activated.
yeah. After that, Melindis. Why am I talking in the third person with me? I don't know why. I'm really depressed. Rode took out his sword and pointed at Asteron's neck, but then Vero got in between them, telling Asteron, yeah, it's probably best you left. Asteron, just feeling defeated, just basically told Rode, yeah, so you better ask her how she's feeling every single day, damn it. And he had to leave. Asteron then, thinking about it a whole lot. Why am I still talking to third person? I thought about it a whole lot. Went around the corner, put on my hood, took off my hat, not in that order, and gave it to Alan, telling him to give it to Veril. Hopefully outside of Rhodes' eyes, but who knows how well that'll turn out. Then after that, everyone left. Not before Akiyama gave the kids a few pointers on life. After that, we all went outside the town. In which case, Asteron told everyone, "Hey, so the ring in this mud ball probably turns out it is the mud ball. Hey, why am I still talking to third person? Should probably get rid of this." And so we did. After that, we went to a camp. Rykor and I stood out for the first watch. Rykor got visited by some wolf-headed guy.
Oh fuck! I forgot about this.
Umbreon.
Yep. Want to talk about that, Rykor? Even though I don't know about this, since you haven't told us.
I can. Yeah, I mean, all the gods like to come visit me because I'm a pleasant guy. And he came to me and said, "Hey, Titania's shit. You should come with me instead." I was like, "No, man, I'm good." And he left. He was a big scary. And then I talked to Titania after that and asked her about him. And she's like, "No, he's shit. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, he showed up and was
So
all
just
like, "Hey,
all
do you want
around-
to join the Mormon church?"
Great expectations.
Yeah, fucking Hare Krishnas are after me.
So yeah, that was essentially the game.
The Rune Lord bomb got dropped.
Oh yeah, Melindis.
Never taken
Oh
up
yeah,
again. Look at
Melinda's
it,
got a
bro.
whole bunch of
I'm
shit.
fucking coming for you, buddy.
Yeah, so things got heated, and Melinda started to learn things she did not know in the worst possible scenario.
I think I
found out
actually
about-
said verbatim, "Who the fuck are you guys?" Which pretty much
Found out
explains
about
the
the
entire
chosen one.
campaign.
Yeah.
The ruin shit, everything.
Alice, you're muted.
In our defense, we never elaborated on it. We just said, yeah, this fucking chosen
Yeah.
one's running around and
I
some
know.
ruined god.
I'm looking
No.
at you, Ro. I'm
Nah.
coming for you.
I've got a water skin that I can drink from all day. Stop me from speaking.
Yeah, why do you
Yeah.
coming for? Because you're gonna be the easy one.
Really.
Well, I thought Asteron was the easiest, but okay.
I'll argue Akiyama.
Asteron is incredibly depressed.
Yeah.
So, anything else you married group would like to add to everything you recall in the last time we met?
I think
Did you say that we threw the ring in the bush and then we just fucked off?
Well, yeah, we
Yeah, we just threw it in the bush.
Yeah.
It was the best way.
Can you
Okay.
bless this bush?
Arceus could not bless a bush. That is absolutely right.
Cannot
So-
make a burning bush in
Guys,
Requiem.
campaign's over.
Going back into today's session, we open up 3 days later, the group traveling forth. Mind you, that would be 3 days worth of ration if you didn't put those down yet.
Okie doke.
3 days for ration. Good to know.
Does Fiona have that natural woodsman ability where she can gather
Also,
up small game?
since Akiyama, you were technically the one in control of this, everything that you're able to buy and make, it accounted for about 45 servings worth of perishable rations.
Or the food I bought.
Yes.
Oh, but I thought it was going to be better than that. I thought it was going to be, like, good food.
Well, it's 45 servings, which you can cook individually for each thing, but it's perishable.
Okay.
So are we taking from that rather than the preserved rations?
It's up to you.
Akiyama, are you cooking for us every evening?
Yes. So I suppose I'd make 3 cooking checks.
Yes. So that would take off for 3 days. 7 times
21.
21 off of the
Well,
perishable rations.
I've just got it down as 7 weeks worth of food, so I could just take it down to.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, can we also like stretch it by like making soups and stuff? I think mostly water-based foods.
No.
Well, there you go.
You only want to stretch it so far; it is perishable.
1, 2, 3.
Just getting worse and
Progressively
worse.
worse. Yeah.
So he started off really well at the beginning, but with the constant travel, he just stops putting as much effort into it each day.
Fuck it, paprika. That'll do.
Yeah, the first day, like, it's the first time he's had a lot of good ingredients in a while, so he gets a bit more extravagant with it, but starts to actually ration it a bit more.
By the end, he's just like, oh, fuck, I don't know, just put some fucking garlic in it, it'll be fine.
Still a
Noodles.
31, that's
Got
the
noodles
best you
again.
got in a while.
Alright, so for today's day, you guys have a 31, that'd be... No, wait, I was right. A 15% increase on EXP.
Yeah, cooking's the best skill in the game!
Oh man.
So, we open up our scene. The group currently walking over a large hill and moving over the hill, looking down at all the pine trees. You see, finally, the remnants of this huge town, almost a mile in circumference, and hustling and bustling with movement, many smokestacks coming from different places, and next to it, this large, shimmering diamond-like lake that gives off this quite lovely view, and this being your first sight of North Crystal Lake. Scanning over the town itself, it looks like most of the buildings seem to be made out of stone, and the thing that catches your attention the most is about a cathedral-sized building, almost like 1,000 feet in length and 4 stories high in the very center of the town, giving it a like really regal look to it, almost as if it's like a castle, but giving it a watch, depending on what Akiyama told you about everything, you guys would know that that used to be a temple of Dove that got recommissioned and turned into a grand bazaar.
So I don't go in there.
If it's been recommissioned, then maybe it's alright for us to enter.
I'm not gonna take the chance.
Yeah, I suppose.
By the way, hi, my name's Val Reith. Nice to meet you all.
Val Reef. Fancy.
Yeah. You call me Val for short.
Valerie.
Valerie, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's easier.
What?
Those tracking the name of Astron, weren't they? So a couple of
Right.
days ago I suggested he thinks up a new name. Apparently Valerie.
Yeah, sure. So, I don't know a whole lot about Verve. Do they usually bless every home that they're in?
No, they're more ruin hunter types, typically.
Ooh. That raises a good point. Should we mention
Mm.
I kind of glance at Mel.
Yes, I think you should.
No, sorry, not to you. To the town, should we?
Mention what?
I kind of blink.
Oh, the Ruin Lord thing.
No.
Do you really think a town full of ruin hunters is not kind of people we should mention that to?
Not yet.
Are you waiting for more proof? Ruin beasts will start crawling out the ground? What?
I'm waiting to have a more of an understanding of what's exactly going on with that.
It might be worth just giving them a advanced warning anyway.
No.
Maybe.
No.
This could save lives.
You don't get to speak about what's a good or bad idea at the moment. You already angered a deacon.
Angered a demon, a devil bitch. It was nothing.
Doesn't matter, you angered a deacon. I don't care.
Right.
You just angry deacon.
So what are we doing here then?
Resting a little bit, picking up more supplies, and continuing to move on. Unless something
Get
comes
out.
up.
While you're standing here at this hill fork-like road that has one road leading to the town and the other turning off and probably heading into another direction. Like, you're in a pretty popular, turn-off. There's carts going by. This is a lively town, and it seems people are moving in and out occasionally. So you got a couple of carts walking past you as you're standing, at the fork. People
Wanna
giving
drive by
you pleasant
carts?
nods and moving on their merry way. No one really taking out their time to stop and engage you guys, but it's interaction.
Just pull a hood more over his head. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna hang out at the inn that we find and just let you guys do all of the outside work if it's all the same to you.
If that's what you want to do, as long as you don't cause any problems.
I doubt I will.
I think it's probably for the best that you not be on your own. Maybe
Well,
not
who
stay
wa-
with everybody, but
Well, who wants to bunk with me then?
I'll stay with you.
Yeah, I
Alright.
think going forward, it's best for everyone to at least stick with one other person.
probably.
Alright.
Ash, does the lake have a beach to it? Or is it just a big lake?
Looking at from the distance, you can see it doesn't have so much as a beach, but it has grass knolls that sit up and whatnot that you can lay on and relax looking towards the water.
With everything that's been happening recently, it might not be the best time for it, but it's just a camping trip by the water. You take some time to catch your breath, try a little bit of fishing. Something to relax ourselves.
While you're looking over everybody,
Seem to be secretly horrible.
Well, the last one was, but
while you're looking over everyone, Arceus is looking at the city and just being very reserved and quiet, just eyeing the temple, or what was once the temple.
I believe there was a few of us that didn't really want to go anywhere near that cathedral. So I wouldn't be opposed to staying outside of town.
I'd at least like to go in town for a little bit, but
Yeah.
I can understand why everyone would want to avoid
Yeah, I mean,
the temple.
It might be a better idea to camp outside and just take a day trip in.
Well, do we want to do that immediately? Maybe have a couple of us go in, get some supplies, say buy fishing rods. We never really got that cart that we were looking for, did we?
I could look for carts, and I could look for a proper person to sell those gems to.
Just not
Yeah.
a suggestion.
I really think a cart is just going to slow us down, but that's just me.
It'll allow us to travel when if one of us is injured or something like that.
Allow us to carry more.
What else do we need to carry?
I don't know.
More supplies for longer journeys. A few of us aren't the strongest in the world. I mean,
I could do with another hat.
See?
So is that what we want to do? Or do we all want to go into town together to begin with, and then find somewhere to rest as a group?
I prefer not to talk to people at all. So if it's all the same to you, I think I'll just stay out of that.
I kind of agree with them.
Then
That's fine.
For-
Us three can go set up camp, and you three can do what you need to in town.
And then what of Melindis?
Sorry, my Skype is randomly cutting out, so I apparently missed something.
They're splitting
Oh,
up.
Yeah, they're splitting up.
One group's
Okay.
not going into town, the other is.
So you have a choice of where you're going.
To be honest, I really want to go into town.
Alright.
Then you can travel with me and Ro and Akiyama.
I'll make a day of it.
it seems there's a bakery that isn't run by a snitch.
I guess maybe let's avoid some bakeries.
Hand me all of your tents and sleeping bags, then. We'll
I'll
get
keep
all of that
mine with
sorted
me.
out.
I don't mind doing it myself.
Hand you mine.
Your
Yep.
call.
I will hand mine over as well.
Astron, your dark tome's still in my bag, in case you need it.
In case, I'll switch it out for my other one. I'll give you my shade instead of it.
I'm
And-
giving my bag to Bragg.
Oh, well then I'll just switch it out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And Arceus gives Vayana her bag. Right.
So do you want to say meet on the northwest side of the lake by sundown at latest?
At the very latest, probably.
Yeah, that
if you-
seems fine.
Chances are you guys are going to be the only one with a fire, so we'll be able to find you by that, hopefully.
Mm.
It's dark.
Very
I
well.
am still looking for an iron blade if you come across one.
I'll stop by a blacksmith for you. You prefer the longer sword or a shorter?
An actual iron blade.
Oh, right. Of course.
Much appreciated.
Oh. Stay safe.
I will.
Ish.
Let's move. So, the party
Hannah
begins.
would give Arceus a hug before she left.
She would stop and hug you back as well. And when you release the hug, just wave over her head, putting on the metal mask once again. As you guys split up.
It's not gonna cause any trouble at all. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, this totally wasn't one of the things we said we learned we
Yeah.
should never do immediately before starting this session.
you know
Splitting up's always the best idea.
Yeah, but at least we
I would
split
say
it up.
always split the party, you know?
No, we've split it up in a way where there's at least someone who can speak to people in each group.
Yeah.
Actually,
Alright.
we've got both speakers in one group.
Yeah. We got Rykor, Vayana, and Astron in one.
So,
I mildly trust Vayana to handle it.
Miss
Of the
Murder Eyes.
three.
Yeah, of course.
I need, the camera sticks with Rykor, Vayana, and Valareth. While the other four members move off in the distance towards the North Crystal Lake.
Wow. Miss Hunter, where exactly do you think on the lake we should set up camp?
Well,
You
they'll
said
be looking for us
northwest,
on the
right?
northwest. Yeah. On
Yeah.
those banks.
Yeah.
So we can scout out a spot that looks comfortable.
Great. Lovely.
Guess we go looking for a spot to set up camp.
You do so, and it takes you some time to get there, so we're going to go ahead and move to the other group. So, walking down the main fairway, you get to the large stone walls that are made to protect the inner part of the city. And getting this close, you can see along them, dictates a great battle of some sorts that seems to be between these angular, long, narrow-faced creatures and these almost wraith-like, shadowy beings, as these long, lithe creatures are just hitting them with swords and piercing them and seeming to throw these shadow figures into a great pit, as the story is shown on all the walls while you're moving forward.
I roll a knowledge history to see if I recognise what it's trying to show.
You can.
Bip bip bip. I rolled a 44.
It's a creation story between the original Celestials and the original Devils.
Oh.
Or not much creation, more so origin.
I can acknowledge that and appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, do you know what battle this is depicting? Is it like a ruined war or something?
No, it's the original Devils and Celestials fighting it out. Surprised you don't recognize it at all.
Don't really pay too much attention in history.
That's a shame.
I would say just suppose it would be not too good of an idea for me to go in, but with the recent political change, I suppose I'd be fine here, won't I?
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Besides, if you stick with me, you won't have any problems at all.
Oh. Something I haven't mean to mention. The last town, apparently the guy I upset was the deacon. Should I announce myself to make sure there's no ill intent?
Don't do that.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
do that.
Fair enough. I'll just keep a low profile. I worked last time, right? That's a slight smile.
Hopefully it works this time.
Hopefully we actually keep a low profile this time.
Yeah. Are we doing a strict no interfering in town policy, no more fixing lakes?
If it's something small and it seems like it's something we could help out with, I suppose we could, but it probably would be a good idea to not bring too much attention to ourselves.
If anything, we can come here, and if we can, we should try to at least make allies.
Exactly.
She would say with a smirk and nod looking towards Akiyama.
Arsus, would you be able to recognise any underground dove markings on the walls, say to some sort of resistant following in this town?
No.
I'm not
Sure.
accusing, but
She wouldn't be able to recognize any of the symbols they use now. It's not like they'd use symbols regular to dove worship that get found out immediately.
well, I'm saying perhaps keep an eye out for more historic ones, like symbols used in times of strife or upheaval.
Again, they wouldn't use those. They would be found out immediately.
Well, I think no, just saying keep your eyes open, because the best allies I can think of at the moment for our main cause would be followers of Dove. Man's opinion of me.
I doubt we'd find them easily. If they are around.
I suppose that's the point of them being in hiding.
Exactly.
Anyway. So keep your eyes open.
It's around this point you make it to the gate. And it's definitely imposing moving to this about 20-foot tall golden barred gate that's open with these tall verve individuals with lances to the side, dressed in almost like see-through like armor. So it's kind of weird.
Heyo.
Requiem would wave as he approaches.
They don't seem to look at you or say anything. They just seem to be watching everyone moving into the city.
He'll shrug, and so like the gates are open and everything, right?
They don't answer, but the gates do look open, and everyone that's like within a reasonable amount of space around you guys are just making fair way in and out of the city with no harm.
Yeah, he would just walk, attempt to walk through confidently. Doesn't seem any issue with it all.
Nope, not at all.
No. Okay, yeah. Just head straight on through. What about?
So, where exactly are we headed?
I believe it was you who had more knowledge of the city than any of us, correct? Akiyama?
Yeah, I've definitely heard about it. Know a bit about it, but can't say I've ever spent too much time around here before. But there's definitely things to go do. The old temple is a grand bazaar. If there was something to buy, it would be a good place to go to. There's also a lot of quite a bit of magic wake here. None of you apart from me would actually be able to be involved in that. You don't have the correct legal papers.
So if it's all the same to a lot of you, I'd like to keep about 100 feet away from that bazaar, just in case there's any residue energies or anything like that. Things that can burst into flames.
There's
Wait a
nothing
minute.
here.
Yeah.
You sure of that?
She nods solemnly and sadly.
Well, something?
It's hard to do, but sacred ground can be undone. It's
It's not a pleasant thing to do.
It's not, no.
We should move. And
Should.
Arsis kind of moves forward, trying to take herself out of that conversation.
Fishing
Ash.
rods.
Yes, Melinda?
Ash, would knowledge local help
Depends.
in just like getting around?
Have you been
Is
here?
this your local? That's the important
Okay.
question.
Yeah, if Melindis has been to this town, you could do a note local if you've been here for a while, but if it's somewhere you've never been to, you wouldn't be able to do a local unless you spend at least 3 days in a place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I probably could. Requiem has been around a lot, especially within the Empire.
The other option you can do is gather information, which would be just asking people around you for information.
Give me a moment. I'll give you a knowledge local.
Don't remember if I have that or not.
Knowledge local. Bip. 32. I rolled a 2. Good job.
So, you can ask me 3 questions about the town.
Right. I want to ask. Is there somewhere where I would be able to get a replacement healing staff, and where would it be?
There's a chance that you may find it in the Grand Bazaar,
Okay.
though they may or may not have any in stock, but there's a chance.
Okay. How substantial is the jewelers? Like, how big and wealthy is it?
The jewelers here in North Crystal Lake specify specify with crystal wares and diamonds and
Specialize.
emeralds.
Yeah.
So it's one of the places where nobles come to find some of the most glittery and charming wares.
The rods I've got, I just told they were jewel encrusted. What jewels?
Which one?
The
rods.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are rubies, sapphires, different colored gems.
Okay. Final question. I'll leave up for the rest of the group. Is there any one particular question you'd very much like to know?
I'd like to
The
know if there's
answer to.
any following a crow in this town, like a temple or anything like that, but that's something I can ask about myself.
You know what? Fuck it. Has a circus been through recently?
Has a circus been through recently?
There was
I
a
would know
circus
that, actually.
that has been through recently.
Actually, how would I know that? The schedule, maybe I'll know scheduling.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
Akiyama's actually a low-key carny.
No, but he likes plays and things.
God, I hope not.
He'd probably actually.
God, I hope not.
He's a sword swallower, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
Ah,
Hmm.
So yeah, Akiyama, you give off that information to the group.
Probably.
Would he get to know how recently?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know that they would have been through at some point. It works to the schedules. But we should definitely go to the jewelers at some point. The general store would be a good place to go to. The
Should we-
blacksmith.
Draco wants a decent sword. Should we make the jewelers our first stop?
Probably yes, because it'd be a better idea to have gold.
Hmm.
And I personally would like to go into the bazaar. But again, that's really only useful for me anyway.
What is it you're looking for? A staff, you say?
Replacement one, the one I've got's on its last legs. It won't last very long.
Fair enough. Can you just get re-enchanted, repaired?
You can, but it's difficult.
It might be
It's-
cheaper than buying a new one.
You'd think that, but a lot of the time it's actually easy just to make one from scratch.
Fair enough. Well, let's get the mundanities out of the way, and then we can search for magical bit like accoutrement.
So if I led them to, would I be able to lead them to the jewelers?
With the information you know about the town, you can do so.
Yeah, I'd lead them to
At
the
least
jewelers.
where you remember last that it was.
Yeah. I'd keep an eye out when we're walking through town, just see what's going on.
Yeah, as you keep an eye out, and everyone doing so, the population here is mostly Verve. As you can see, their noticeable features with their pale skin and blue tattoos and white hair, and very authoritative and pompous attitudes. Aside from that, there's a bunch of half-Verves walking around and half-Orcs. And occasionally you'll come across a human and a crag every now and then. And surprisingly enough, you also come across a lot of crux vendors while being here.
Okay.
By crux vendors, do you mean crux that are selling things or people that are vending crux?
Crux that are selling things.
that is a good question.
But moving through the town, eventually you make your way down the main street near the gate. And the street outside of this large building seems to be full of carriages. The building itself looks to be made out of timber and brick, unlike most of the stone buildings that you've encountered, like seeing from a distance. And with its 2 stories, on the second one, you see a large sign that's flapping in the wind, calling it Gabriel's Bracelet.
Yeah, this is the place. Anyway,
It looks a
You're
little
right.
ostentatious.
the jewelers, they typically do that.
I mean, we are
Besides,
selling bits of metal encrusted with jewels, then. Not exactly
nobles,
useful items.
nobles typically go places like here, and they have to, make it look all flashy.
How travel worn does Akiyama look at the moment? Does he look like a hobo? Or is he
No,
well
he
groomed?
he keeps himself in really good condition.
In my experience, people like these tend to be a little bit judgy, shall we say? So perhaps I should wait outside, lest they get the wrong idea.
If you want, I suppose.
Or you can say I'm your bodyguard or something. It might give you the air of authority.
If you want. I mean, typically, when I go places, because I'm a priest, if I have anyone with me, no one really asks too much. They just consider them hangers-on.
Then you could say Melinda's and Narcissus are your wives.
Don't have multiple wives.
You're
I
not
know.
here. Shut up.
I know.
He says it to a voice in his head that no, you're wrong.
There's a snarky comment.
Just out loud says, I don't have multiple wives.
I'll leave it to you. Shall we?
So as you head inside the building, you hear that ever-familiar welcoming chime of a shop bell once you walk in the door. And along the outskirts of, or not the outskirts, but the outer layer of the room are all these different kiosks and glass containers seemingly showing off different jewelry pieces, fancy rocks, minerals, things that would want to be bought and worn, though the ones that are like on display out along the wall, like with the general, well, actually, all of you roll appraise, see if you guys know anything about it.
Yeah, boy.
Okay.
Boy. You in Akiyama territory now, boys.
You're all about to be surprised by how praising Rosai is. He's truly a renaissance man.
Oh, what a one.
That's actually not terrible. I rolled a 4. Total.
Hooray.
Also a 4.
Me and Mel just look at each other. Shit, shiny.
What's with your macros, both of you?
It's
nice.
because
Yeah.
there is one
Uh-oh.
that does have that in. It's because I fixed mine.
Okay.
So looking through here, like Ro and Melindis, you think you're like walking into like a royal goods area. Like these things look like it costs money to simply look at them. So it kind of gives you guys sweats underneath the neck. But Akiyama, giving these stones and gems a look, like they're nice and fine, but they're obviously lower quality grade. That's out on the floor currently.
Yeah, because of course it would. That's the stuff that can easily be stolen. They'd never have the good stuff out front.
Do they have security?
I was just about to get to that. As you look around and coming in at the back wall, you see a Vervin individual dressed in dark plate. Around his belt seems to be 2 quarterstaffs, each of them having an aquamarine hilt. And he has his hair styled in, well, his white hair styled in a way that it parts to the left. And while half of it hangs down his face, you can see his piercing silver eyes watching you guys through his interesting looking silver rimmed spectacles on his face.